Uh-oh, your camera fell. It's using the one here anyway. It's not using that.
Hi, my name is Hunter. I wanted to start this because this kid did it before and I really wanted to do it. So, yeah. Today I'm going to be bad dog. That's good.
Okay, hold on, bud. We're going to set to your group here, too.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I wanted to use it here. I want you to get to use the camera. Hey, Kim.
Awesome, man. What you got? That dog?
Yes! Here, you forgot your book. You're going to talk about it. That's what the little club is. You can tell it right back there.
What do we got? Skittles. Rock some Skittles.
I love
How
Sugar.
I want to switch to this camera.
Say I don't know.
So I can move it around.
Is there a...
That's what I was looking for. I thought maybe it might be YouTube settings actually. Now that, yes, I tried that. Yeah, try under his. I tried that too. I don't think that's YouTube. That's something else.
There should be one that has the...
Is it plugged in?
Scanner selector. Yeah, I plugged it in. And it said it installed it. Maybe under devices, toggle video options.
It's going to be a really great review later. People are watching.
Are we live right now? Oh, it's from here, man.
No,
So it's from there?
it's from here because of the fogginess that I get all the time.
So what are we trying to do here then?
Well, this is the camera for here. This isn't the YouTube is using this.
Okay, so it's going to be a YouTube setting.
No.
Alright, where's on my phone?
We'll just have to do it this way this time.
Figure it out. If I go to a different screen, it still records, right?
So, I have this going. Alright. Hunter, come here. Sit down, Cole. Hunter, you want to tell everybody your name and why you started the book club?
Where did I go?
Right here. Right here.
Wait, they're like...
No, go that way. I'm going to move this good.
Wait, wait, did I start now?
Yeah.
Because Kim still didn't.
You're okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey guys, my name is Hunter. Obviously, because you said just in my name. The reason why I wanted to start this is because I got to network. I heard this guy that I love reading, so I decided to make it. So I'm gonna be reading Bad Dog. Now, before I made this, do you have any questions? No? No. Okay.
Do you want to grab a chair?
Yes. No, you're going to read a gun. Bad Dog by Mike Bolt. No. I really don't like it. Look what I got for my birthday. A pet dog. Now, hold on. My dog has black and white fur, pointy ears, and a cute little nose. Her name is Rocky, and she is a bad dog. Rocky doesn't listen like good dogs. Hey, Rocky, come. Oh, come on. You can't do it. Rocky, come here, girl. See? Rocky's a bad dog. Good dogs like to go for walks, but not Rocky. That's a cat. And Rocky really doesn't like other dogs. She is a great at climbing stuff. Bad dog, Rocky, come down. Rocky doesn't listen. She is a bad dog. teaching Rocky some tricks that are good dogs do. Sit, Rocky. Stay. Rocky, back. Rocky, over. Chicken, fall. Rocky is not a good dog. But Rocky isn't all bad. Rocky doesn't bark when the male is delivered. And Rocky doesn't have accidents on the floor. She doesn't chew my toys either. Thus, she does like to play with my shoelaces. What else does Rocky like? Rocky likes to sleep in the sun, and sleep on Dad's chair, and sleep on Mom's floor. Rocky really likes to sleep. I thought Rocky liked to play in the soccer.
Natalie, Asher, Noah, you guys can go get a hug if you want. Back through the drink.
But she is not a fan of background. Come down, Rocky. See, Rocky still doesn't listen. She is a bad dog. Bad candy. With black and white fur, pointy ears, and a cute little nose. You know what? I think Rocky would make a pretty good cat. Well, most of the time.
Yay!
Good job, bud.
Good job.
Who's going next?
If you guys want, there's hugs back there to drink and there's candy. Just make sure your trash gets into the box.
I actually forgot a book.
That's okay. We have a whole bunch of books over here if you want. Or you can just tell us if you have a book that you like. You can tell us about it.
So yeah, that's
don't take about $5 to read, so you don't want me to read it.
Well, when everyone needs to read a book, actually, we're gonna do a little fun activity first.
okay, guys, I'll see you later.
Hunter, get up, pop up. All right. Here's what we're gonna do first. If everybody wants to stand up, this is gonna be kind of a way to get to know people. All right.
What do we see?
Everybody stand up. Stand up. Everybody stand up. Okay. We're gonna play a game called sit down. Okay. So you gotta stand up before you can sit down. Stand up.
Do I get
Hey,
the
get off the chair, Jen, please.
I don't want to play.
Alright, the first one is if I say something that you have to sit down and tell us about it, okay? So, anybody, sit down if you have a tattoo. Does anybody have a tattoo? You gotta tell us about your tattoo.
I have a dragon tattoo on my shoulder that I got when I went into the military.
Alright, and you have to say your name.
Oh, my name is Sean Hawk. I'm the pastor here. Nice to meet you guys.
Hunter. Yeah, then sit down. Alright, sit down if you were named after somebody.
I'm named after
You were named after someone?
Yeah, Noah. My name's Noah, and me too. Noah on the ark.
Who were you named after? I mean,
You read the Bible, right? You know how.
yeah, but I just like your name. You were named after the other back up.
Alright, I'm named after Hunter.
Sit down if you have a dog.
I have a dog.
Alright, what's your name?
Melody.
And what kind of dog do you have?
I don't remember.
What's your dog's name?
Angus.
Angus? Is he little or is he big?
Big.
Is he ginormous?
Oh, wait. No.
We have a
dog. Yeah.
That's
And what's her name? Nora.
really annoying dog.
Do you have the same dog and you're Hunter? Mm-hmm. Cole, do you have a dog? What's your name?
What?
Say your name of your dog.
No.
All right.
I don't.
Natalie?
I Gwen.
You have a what?
Sock on Western corner. 8 of them.
You guys have 8 dogs?
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Are you keeping all 8 dogs? Or are you going to sell some?
You
Yeah,
might,
one's leaving.
yeah.
One,
No,
you sold one?
Yeah, one's going back to.
Oh, was it a breeding dog?
Yeah, between us and others.
Oh.
Just gonna go back there.
So you're gonna have, how many people you had? 8? 7? How many dogs you have?
We have 8
So
right
you're gonna have 7. Whew. How many people are in your family? There's 7 of you? So you guys have a dog for each person?
I have Faye and Ellie.
Okay, you wanna say your name? Asher, and what's your favorite dog that you have? Which one is your favorite? Huh? Ava? Is your favorite?
Wait a second.
I got a book.
I'm gonna
Hey, sit down if you have a cat. Cat?
I have a cat.
Well, thanks.
Hey, sit down if you do not go to Fayetteville School. So say sitting already if you've already sat. What school do you go to? Say your name first. What's your name?
My name is Josh. I go to online school.
Online. All right.
I go to Clinton Massey.
We already know where you go.
And Natalie, Noah, where do you guys go?
We go to
Wilmington Christian Academy. All right. We've got lots of different schools.
You got some.
All right. Now we're going to go around, and if everybody wants to say what book you brought and why it's your favorite book,
Or why you brought it.
and why you brought that book. Maybe it's the last one that you grabbed on the way out.
What is that?
All right, Melody, do you want to start? What book did you bring?
Let's start with Josh.
Hey, Isaiah, I need you to be quiet, okay?
Josh is good.
All right, Josh, go ahead. What book?
John.
Can Johnny read? No. Do you have a favorite book, Johnny? Oh, he has a Spider-Man book. You like Spider-Man?
What's Spider-Man?
He's being really shy.
Spider-Man's my favorite superhero.
Spider-Man is my favorite.
All right, Josh, what do you have?
I have, there was an old lady who swallowed a fly.
And why do you like that book?
I like that book because I don't really like it because this old lady keeps swallowing stuff and I don't like it.
You don't like that she keeps swallowing stuff?
I don't know.
What happens at the end, though? Does she keep it swallowed?
No, she spits it out.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Melody?
What did you bring?
I have a
Cutest kitten. What's it called? The cutest kittens ever. And what's it about? What about kittens? Oh, it's not a story. It just tells you facts about kittens. And why do you like that book?
And you get to look at the picture. And you get to learn about the cat.
Natalie, did you bring a favorite book?
No, but I like this book. There's some over there.
The Belly Button book? I don't know the belly. Do you know the Belly Button book? What's it about, Natalie?
It's about these rhinos. That's what you go to a belly button.
The rhinos? Is that what you said? What do they do?
Go to a belly button beach
They go to a belly button beach?
for rhinos.
Huh. Is it a funny book? Asher, do you have a favorite book? You don't have a favorite? You like them all? Do you have a favorite series? Like
He likes them.
Splat the Cat, or There Was an Old Lady, or I don't know, Bearstein, Pig the Pug, Fly Guy, any of those?
He likes Halloween.
So does Hunter. That's why you guys are friends. That's Hunter's favorite too. Was Halloween books or books with monsters or something scary.
I remember the one. Noah liked it too. It was about. What's the
What's
one with the cat? The cat's underneath the
Scary Halloween.
scary Halloween.
That's like the
Pumpkin smash.
I have no idea what that is.
And the Pumpkin Smasher Witch. Yeah.
Melody likes Big Scary Monsters. That's one of her favorites.
Hunter has the creepy carrots here. He was gonna read. I don't know if he still will or not.
Melody likes creepy.
Noah, do you have a favorite book?
I have a favorite series of books called Spirit Animals.
Called what?
Spirit Animals.
Spirit Animals. What is that about?
Sounds good.
About like warriors and stuff.
Warriors?
Kind of.
Like Native Americans? How they have a spirit animal? No.
It's more like fiction. It's more fiction.
It's fiction?
Yeah.
And is it like tell a story or
Those series of books, I'm listening to them on audio.
okay. So does anybody want to read one of their books? You want to read yours?
I'll leave.
No, you're the leader of this. This is your club.
There was an old lady who swallowed a There was an old lady who swallowed a spider that wriggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider. I don't know why she swallowed that fly. She won't say why. There was an old lady who
Your dad's
swallowed
watching.
a ball. Not observed to swallow the bird. No, she swallowed a ball. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed that fly.
Please stop.
She won't say why. She swallowed the fly. But she swallowed the milk.
Melody.
There was an old lady who swallowed a cat. Imagine that she swallowed a cat. No! She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed that fly. She won't say why. There was an old lady who swallowed a dog. What a hard to swallow a dog. Bird. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed that fly. She won't say why. There was an old lady who swallowed a goat. Just opened her throat and swallowed a goat. How she swallowed a goat to catch the dog. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed that fly. She won't say why. There was an old lady who swallowed a cow. I don't know how she swallowed that cow. But swallowing the animal is not how this ends, because she coughed so hard. Out flew all her new friends. The end.
Very good.
Good job.
Why did she not swallow a ball? You guys gonna blow her up too?
Hey,
Make her swallow a ball.
Cole, do you want to tell us about your favorite book?
I don't care.
You don't want to tell us about... What's your favorite book that you brought?
I don't have.
You didn't bring this. What about this 10 race car? You don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, I do.
That's your favorite book? Why is that your favorite book?
Because it shows you how to race.
Because it what?
I'm not telling you.
Oh. Is that your car that you drew?
No, it's a helicopter.
Oh.
I want to draw.
No.
I
Okay.
like this book, Cole, because all the cars disappear as you go through it.
Yeah.
It counts down.
Counts down.
And one of the kids' favorite things to do is try to guess which car is going to
I'll always
disappear.
have this
It's
on.
fun.
So they go through and they try to see it's going to be this car, which is fun the first couple of times, but then they memorize it.
Doesn't it just go from 10 down to 1?
Yeah, but a different car disappears, and they're like, it's going to be the blue car or the yellow car that disappears.
It's not the 10 and then the 9 and then the 8.
No, do they have numbers on them?
They do.
How they know that? I never paid attention. I always look at the words on the picture. What about your favorite book?
Oh, I brought like a bunch. Oh, I will open up mine. Oh, can she have these?
Yeah, she guys have nuts. Snickers.
Snickers.
Did you eat the
Yeah.
nuts?
No,
Yeah.
it's Chloe.
Oh.
I brought my two that well, Melody really likes What Was I Scared Of? It Glows in the Dark, but it's really funny because he's like walking through the woods and there's like, it's really cute. But I'll talk about these two. They're my favorite. This one is called A Giraffe and a Half. And it's really funny. You start out with a giraffe, but then you stretch it a half. And then it just like picks up all these things that rhyme with it. And you just keep adding on to it. Like, what do you get when you have a giraffe and a half in a suit? You have a giraffe and a half looking cute in a suit. And it just keeps going all the way to the end, and it's really cute. And this one is about this moose that a bunch of things move into its antlers, and it can't get rid of them. And it's just being real nice to them, and they keep abusing them until a hunter comes, and then he has to ditch them, and they all die. It's a very good book.
Read it, 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 read it.
It's not very long, but it's longer than his other. Up at Lake Winnebago, and for the far northern shore, there's a huge herd of moose, about 60 or more, and they all go around in a big happy bunch, looking for nice tender moose moss to munch. Up at Lake Winnebago, one day they were lunching, just strolling around and enjoying their munching. For the moose moss that day was especially fine when it happened that Fidwick, the last moose in line, saw a big old bug sitting. The bug called out, "Hey, it's such a long road and it's such a hot day. Would you mind if I rode on your horns for a way?" "Of course not," smiled Fidwick, the big-hearted moose. "I'm happy my antlers could be of some use. There's room there to spare, and I'm happy to share. Be my guest, and I hope that you're comfortable there." So the big old bug picked up the nice, easy seat, and the moose went on looking for moose moss to eat. Well, an hour or so, the bug heard a squeak, and he heard the small voice of a tree spider speak. "I say," said the spider, "you got a fine place. That moose seems quite friendly, has such a nice face. If I get on too, do you think he would mind?" "Hop aboard," laughed the bug, "and I think you'll find that the moose won't object. He's a big-hearted kind." "I accept," said the spider with joy and delight, and he started a web on the horn to the right. While the spider was spinning, he heard a gay song, and a fresh little zoo bird came along. He stopped and he stared and he chipped, "Well, well, well, what a smart place to build, what a great place to dwell. I've been living on trees ever since I was born, but here's something new, why not live on a horn? If there's room there for two, there's room there for three, there's plenty of room," laughed the bug, "and it's free." Fidwick stopped walking, and what was all that talking? The guest had caught Fidwick the moose unawares. "Hey," he called out, "what goes on upstairs?" "Just building a nest, sir," said the Zinnizu said, and began yanking hairs out of poor Fidwick's head, and he plucked up exactly 204. "Don't worry," he laughed, "you can always grow more." Then he dozed off to sleep in his fine moose hair nest. "This bird," murmured Fidwick, "is sort of a pest, but I'm a good sport, so I'll just let him rest. For a host above all must be nice to his guests. Besides, now it's getting quite late in the day, and surely tomorrow they'll all go away." But alas, the next morning the sun's early light brought to Fidwick's sad eyes a most unwelcome sight. "Meet my wife," said the bird. "I was married last night, and perhaps, by the way, I should mention to you that her uncle is coming to live with us too. You're a very fine host, so I know you'll be willing." Then the uncle, a woodpecker, started in drilling. All Fidwick's friends shouted, "Get rid of those pests!" "I would, but I can't," sobbed poor Fidwick. "They're guests." "Guests indeed," his friend answered, and all of them frowned. "If those are your guests, we don't want you around. You can't stay with us, 'cause you're just not You're just not our sort. And they all turned their backs and walked off with a snort. Now the big friendless moose walked along the forlorn with 4 bright big woodpecker holes in its horn. What holes? Whispered Hermit, a squirrel who spied them. What holes to hide nuts in? Mind if I try them? They're yours, called the woodpecker. Get right inside them. This big hearted moose from the public hotel. Bring your nuts, bring your wife, bring your children as well. So the whole squirrel family all jumped off down the house. And the very next thing the poor animal knew, a bobcat and a turtle were living there too. Now what was the big hearted moose going to do? Well, what would you do if it happened to you? You can't say scat, because that wouldn't be right. You can't shout scram, because it just isn't polite. A host has to put up with all kinds of pests, for a host above all must be nice to his guests. So you try hard to smile, and you try to look sweet, and you go right on looking for moose moss to eat. But now it's winter, and that wasn't easy, for the moose moss gets scarce when the weather gets freezy. The food was all gone on the cold northern shore of Lake Winnebago. There just was no more. All Fidwick's friends swam away in a bunch to the south end of the lake where there was moose moss to munch. He watched the herd leaving, and Fidwick knew he'd starve if he stayed there. He had to go too. He stepped in the water, then oh, what a fuss. Stop, screamed his guest. You can't do this to us. These horns are our home, and you have no right to take our home to the far distant side of the lake. Be fair, Fidwick begged, with a lump in his throat. We're fair, said the bug. We'll decide this by vote. All those in favor of going say A, and all those in favor of staying say nay. A, shouted Fidwick, but when he was done, nay, they all yelled. He lost 11-1. We win, screamed the guests, by a very large score, and poor starving Fidwick climbed back on the shore. Then do you know what those pests did? They asked in some more. They asked in a fox who jumped in from the trees. They asked in some mice. They asked in some fleas. They asked a big bear in. And then, if you please, came a swarm of 362 bees. Poor Fidwick sunk down with a groan to his knees. And then came something that made his heart freeze. Bullets came zinging right past Fidwick's face. Guns were big-banging all over the place. Get the moose, they were Turner boys call. Fire again and again and shoot straight, one and all. We must get his head for the Harvard Club wall. Fidwick took to his heels with a load on his head. With 500 pounds on his horns, the moose fled. He could have ran faster without all his pests, but a host above all must be nice to his guests. Up canyon, up cliff, over rocky road trail, with bullets big bouncing around him like hail. Up valley, through gulch, and down slippery slopes, with his hearted guests, raced the soft-hearted goose. Then finally they had him. Because of those pests, he had run out of luck. Because of those guests on his horns, he was stuck. He gasped, he fainted, and the whole world grew fuzzy. Fidwick was finished, completely. Or was it? Finished, not Fidwick, decidedly not. It's true he was in the most terrible spot, but now he remembered a thing he forgot. A wonderful something that happens each year to the horns of the moose and the horns of all deer. Today was the day Fidwick happened to know that the old horns come off so the new ones could grow. And he called to the pest on his horns as he drew them. You want to have horns? Now you're welcome to them. Keep them, they're yours. As for me, I shall take myself to the farthest side of the lake. And he swam Winnebago and found his old bunch and arrived just in time for a wonderful lunch at the south of the lake where there's moose moss to munch. His old horns today were, where you know they would be, his guests are still on them, all stuffed as they should be.
Good job, Kim.
I like that book because it kind of teaches you that sometimes you gotta say no to people. You can't just take on more and more and more. So.
Hey, Melody, did you want to read a book?
No.
Connor, you want to read another one? You're going to read one, Melody?
No, I brought Pig the Pug too. You want to read that one? Or you want to read about the cats?
For the older kids, Noah, Natalie. How old are you, Natalie?
I'm 8 1/2. Almost 9. I turned 9 in August.
You turned 9. Okay, so you'll be in second grade? In second, you'll be in third? Okay, so Noah, it'd just be you and Isaiah. Isaiah's only into nonfiction books. He only likes astronomy, war, books about war and prisoners and guns. That's all he reads. So, but I don't know if you and Isaiah want to pick a book that you guys can both read together next week and then kind of talk about it, or?
Yeah, I got a book right here. I got a book, but I'm going to try to be all on 200.
Okay, well then,
30 seconds.
what book is that? That one? Mission of the Universe? Okay, well, maybe you and Noah can get together and talk about baseball or something. Maybe you guys can both read a book about baseball.
No, guys, it's not.
I don't, but I can send you a recommendation for one. And just any book, then you guys can kind of talk about it for like a theme. Do you know what the theme is for next time? Okay. Melody, did you want to read what book did you want to read?
Mommy, God.
No, Mommy already read. It's your,
Fine, no.
Hunter, can you read one of the pig and elephant books, and then we'll be all done?
Okay, that's all.
A book that reminds you of summer.
Okay, so next month we're gonna do a book that reminds you of summer. You guys, can you think of any books that remind you of summer? Hunter, they're over here. On top of over there by the drinks. There's two of them. Pick which one you want to read, and then we'll end the meeting. It's a half hour. Noah's got to get your turkey.
Okay, guys, I have these two books, but I don't know which one to pick.
Let's do Waiting is Not Easy.
I'm gonna set these two here, and you can vote which one. Which one ever gets the most votes, I get to be.
Okay. All right, who wants him to read Waiting is Not Easy?
No, not easy.
That's me. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what about Happy Pig Day? All right, read Waiting is Not Easy. There's a lot of non-votes. I won't call anybody out, Isaiah.
Waiting is not easy. I have a surprise for you. Yay! What is it? The surprise is a surprise. Oh. Is it big? Yes. Is it pretty? Yes. Can we share it? Yes. I cannot wait. You will have to. Wait, what? Why? The surprise is not here yet. So I will have to wait for it? Yes. Grand. Oh well, if I have to. Oh well, if I have to wait. If I have to wait, I will wait. Oh, you know, I am waiting. Piggy, I want to see your surprise now. I'm sorry, Joey, but we might wait. I'm done waiting. I did not think your surprise is worth all this wait. I will not wait anymore. But the paper clips are getting dark. Okay, I'll wait. It will be worth it. Piggy! We have waited too long. It is getting dark, and it's getting darker. So we will not be able to see each other. Soon we will not be able to see anything. We have waited the whole day. Well, we have waited and waited and waited and waited. And for what? What?
Oh, it's a pretty sky.
What? This is what?
Well, I have no birthday.
I know. Tomorrow morning, I want to show you the sunrise. I cannot wait.
Okay, so next meeting we'll have you bring a book about summer and talk about it, and maybe Noah and Isaiah can bring a baseball book. We'll do a craft next time.
No, I'm gonna do a craft now.
We don't have craft stuff now. We did the game in the beginning, so we'll do craft next time. All right? Tell your friends.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for coming.
And this.
Not done.